Hello and welcome back to my channel. I don't really have a plan for this week's video. I'm just going to go through makeup and some new products that I've received, both purchases and PR. To be very blunt with you all, it is day one of my period. I'm sure all of us know where my head is at. I'm not in anything too dramatic today. I'm in a shirt with my beautiful baby boy on it. And yeah, let's just get into it. I desperately need liquid. I have nothing on my face right now except for some of the UVlite Strobe cream. If you didn't watch last week's This to That, I talked about how I'm kind of at the point where I don't care if foundations are a super perfect match anymore. Except one of the things I repurchased was the green color corrector that I talked about. So we're gonna be using it today. This is the perfect green. When you are fair olive, you do have to kind of figure out what kind of green you are. And this is what I'm talking about, where I will just mix the green into the foundation. Just gonna put it around my face. I don't know if I'm going to categorize this as another that to this, or if we're just going to do a chatty get ready with me. My get ready with me's kind of are my that to this. That's what I call them. So maybe this will just be a that to this chatty get ready with me. I'm just doing such a thin veil. Oh, this is the MAC Serum Powered Foundation. Something I've been thinking of is maybe getting into the face and body. I know they recently reformulated a lot of things like the face and body and the powder foundation and all that. I think face and body was a few years ago at this point, but I just feel like I want something that gives this effect, but just a little bit more sheer, especially for days where I'm running to a casting or callback. I don't want to be as heavily focused on knowing if I did or did not do a good job on my base makeup. I feel like this oxidized a lot today. It's normally not as oxidized. Maybe I'm just thinking and looking at it too much. So we didn't finish all of the foundation. There's still a little bit, but I'm going to take just one doe foot worth of the Serum Concealer and we're gonna mix it just to make kind of like a hybrid. With a concealer brush, we're gonna pick some up and go in. I've been re-experimenting with my masculine smelling perfumes, and yesterday I wore Phantom, Paco Rabanne Phantom Eau de Toilette, and one spray of the Tom Ford Ébène Fume, which is the fire. I'm gonna do that again today. I find that the Phantom is very sharp, but layered with the Tom Ford Fume, it just adds that little bit of like the peppery note back into the Phantom. And I've just been really walking around doing things yesterday, and I was like, oh, I smell fantastic. That was way too much concealer on this eye. Oops. I recently had my payday from a job I had many moons ago. So I just went crazy and I finally got contacts. The pair in my eyes right now are my last pair of contacts, contouring with a Sephora stick. If you haven't already, what I highly recommend doing is changing the day that you change out your contacts to be the day before your birthday. So for me, it's on the 4th of every month because my birthday is November 5th. You want on your birthday to have that fresh contact feeling because it'll only be day 2 of your contact and it's not your birthday, so that you don't have to, if you're traveling and stuff, you won't have to worry too much about your contacts. It's just something I've done for the past few years now, and it's really been nice on your birthday to not have what I'm having in this eye, especially where it's like a dried up piece of plastic in your eye all day, but you can't take it out because you still need to see. It's just a really nice habit to get into. It's like a little birthday gift for yourself. You have a fresh pair of contacts on your birthday. That being said, my contact delivery isn't coming in until I think they're saying the 6th. So I'll have a short run of one pair of monthly contacts. One thing I take very seriously is the length of time that a contact is being used for, especially the monthly ones, because you only get one pair of eyes and you only get 2 chances to mess up your eyes not including your genetics, because you don't even know what's going to happen. You might be more prone to glaucoma, stuff like that. So you want to prevent as much damage to your eye as possible. So always follow your optometrist's rules for your monthly contacts or daily contacts, because you only get a pair of eyes and you don't know what's coming in the future for you. So take good care of your eyeballs. If you're wearing monthly contacts, you wear them for a month. If you're wearing daily contacts, you wear them for one day only. Don't be silly. Now that that PSA is over, I'm feeling like it's a summery day. It was super hot yesterday, so I'm still in that summery mood. Westman Atelier Contour Biscuit. It's more of a bronzer on me, so I'm just gonna pick some up and we're just gonna go in. Almost doing like a bronzer blush situation with it. Sorry if you hear slamming in the background. I have a neighbor moving out next door. They're little busy bees, but they're on the other side of the apartment, but like the U-Haul is outside. Their door pin, what closes the front door, is like really loose, so their door slams all the time. So annoying. So I've just been listening to a slamming door for days on end. Do I look a little bit bronzed? You can't go too crazy with bronzer when you're fair. There's a fine line between weird looking and healthy looking, but I think that's okay. I'm now going to take, this may be TMI, but I trimmed my nose hairs the other day. As you get older, things start to change, and one of the most major changes in life is your nose hair. So the other day, I finally trimmed it, but that means my nose runs so much more now. Obviously taking away the hair that prevents that from happening. So if I'm extra sniffly, that's why. One of the things I recently repurchased, getting back on track, is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Evolution Powder? Yeah, Evolution Powder in the shade 1, which is just the transparent powder. This is an HD powder. This gives a lash back, so you have to be super careful with it, but it has talc. And I just started reusing the e.l.f. HD powder. I've had this in my backup drawer for a good few months because I thought I would, you know, powder's one of those things where this looks like so little product, you're like, oh, I'll need a new one, but it'll be like down here, right? And you're like, oh, I need powder like tomorrow. And then it's like 5 months later. So I've been sitting on this and I've been using the old formula HD powder. And I didn't realize that they took the talc out of this. I need the talc. So I've been extra shiny, but what I've been doing, because the Halo Glow powder, the loose one specifically, is so pretty, but it's pigmented, I reduce it in a 50-50 blend with my HD, the e.l.f. one, but I need the talc. The only powder at Sephora from a brand that I purchased from that has talc in it is the Danessa Myricks. So this is just the 50-50 blend here, and we're going to powder my face. But the last time I used this powder, I know it had crazy flashback. Just be careful with it. I have it dumped on a paper towel. Powder our face. I love this 50-50 blend with the Halo Glow. I think I have my first impression of it on YouTube, actually. I think it's in a video, and I was not pleased with how much of the pigment gets deposited from the Halo Glow powder. It's like a champagne highlight color. Definitely a color that not fair people are naturally. Maybe like 1% of the fair population actually has that skin color. But now with the talc, I'm hoping that beautiful radiant finish really pulls through, and the talc will help me not be as shiny so quickly, and any of the leftovers just gets deposited back into the lid here. Mix it in the lid and then it just goes back here, because no matter what, this will be mixed into an HD powder. My HD powder may not get mixed with the e.l.f. You never mix in the black lid, you mix in the peach lid. Anyways, what I was gonna say, if you are scared of flashback, just be very careful when you're using it. It is not for baking. Not a baking powder. It's funny. It's also not baking powder, the baking ingredient. I make myself laugh. Someone's making a phone call from their car. Let's listen, shall we? I don't think they picked up. I don't hear any talking. Naked Desire, Pat McGrath Labs. Same brush that we just powdered with. Picking some up and using my paper towel. Paper towel is used for everything, you guys. If you don't have paper towel by your makeup area, you're missing out on a key tool. I'm just gonna go over the spots that I bronzed with the contour stick. If you are a very fair person and you haven't tried Naked Desire, just go into a Sephora and hopefully your Sephora stocks it in person. A lot of Sephoras don't because it is the fairest shade. Just go in person, see if you like it, and then wait for a Pat McGrath Labs sale and pray that it is in stock. I'm going to take the deep brown Maybelline Super Fluff that we discussed last time. This is sent in PR. Just going. Final thoughts on this product now that I've been using it for a week and a half? 2 weeks? I can't remember. When you get PR, depending on what the product is, brands don't include what the cost of the product is. And let's say you're going out and about and you go shopping at Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. This is listed for $19.99. I don't think it's worth 20 bucks. Like, I don't think I would spend 20 bucks on this product. It's one of those things that until I run out of the product, I won't know how much I love or hate it. That's where it kind of sits for me, where I use it and I do like how my brows look. I don't love all of the little like dots that come off if you don't use it fast enough. I can live with them, just again, like I said last time, because my eyebrows are so structured, it doesn't really matter because no matter what, I always have little dots of my hair growing back in. So I think my final verdict is I don't think it's worth $19.99. I don't think it's a user-friendly formula. I don't know if it's changed my eyebrow game or my eyebrow routine, but if it has, I won't know until I'm done the product to know if I miss it or not. And that's a very ambiguous review, but that's just, I'm not an eyebrow person. I barely do my eyebrows. In all of my other videos, I am a scribbler. I'm not a sculptor when it comes to my eyebrows. Like, I don't know. I won't know until I know. This is what my skin is looking like. I just love the halo glow. There are ever so subtle shimmer mica-y, but I've been slowly leaning into that look anyways, just because I do use so much glitter eyeshadow that it doesn't really matter to me if my skin looks like that, just because of all the fallout that happens when you use glitter. Kind of just adds to the whole look. One of the things that I got sent in PR was the new MAC Dazzleshadow Sticks, which I didn't know I was getting in PR. The product launched I think a month ago, and a month ago I purchased the Haku Haze, and then I got a message from MAC being like, ooh, you're gonna get something, and I was like, oh my god, what could it be? Because they have the Dazzleshadow, they have the lip glosses. I thought it was going to be the non-sticky lip gloss, but it was the Dazzleshadow Sticks, and I was very excited because I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I wanted to go back and get 2 of the other shades that I swatched, but now I have them all. So keep your eyes out. I'm going to also film a swatching and ranking video with them, but I'm going to use Gold Stud. In my PR package, my Gold Stud, did I keep it? I did. This was the Gold Stud I got in my PR package that I wanted to use the other day, and it was totally empty. But MAC was super nice. I DM'd MAC Cosmetics Canada on Instagram because that's where I communicate with them. And I was like, hey, just so you know, it was empty. Like, I hope I'm the only one who had that happen to. And then today this showed up on my door. I got a new one and I was really hoping to try this one. This is one of the 2 shades that I wanted to go back and repurchase. Subliminal Spark and Gold Stud were the 2 that I really wanted after Haku Haze. One of the other things they sent was the GRWM look. This one from the campaign. Wow, that took way too long to think of. And in it was this eyeshadow Coquette. This is a gorgeous eyeshadow. So we're going to basically do the Gold Stud version of the post I made on shorts of the GRWM look. So we're gonna take Coquette and we're gonna go into kind of like a rainbow around the eyelid. And this is just a beautiful, kind of like a mucky brown, but cool toned. It has like an ever so slightly green tinge to it, I think, depending on your skin color. This is an eyeshadow that will either look gorgeous on your skin or it's gonna look crazy on your skin. One of the reasons why I think I'm landing more towards a fair olive complexion on myself with like a little bit more of a warm tone, maybe more neutral, a neutral olive, is because my skin eats up the green that presents in this eyeshadow. I think. You can tell me if I'm wrong. So because my skin eats up the green, that makes me think that I have the green in my skin tone. But it's just such a gorgeous. I love this. I need to see a video of how people depot eyeshadows from these black ones because I want to put it in my eyeshadow palette that I have for my perfect eyeshadow palette that I customized for my birthday. That was a whole separate video if you haven't seen that one. If you're new to my channel, just dragging it under my eye as well. This is definitely turning into a that to this, so maybe I will call it a that to this for posting. Two that to thises back to back, and we're just gonna pack into the inner eye just to get a heavier inner corner going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Subliminal Spark and we're going to go on the eyelid. It's such a glittery shade. So that's with Subliminal Spark. And then we're going to take Gold Stud. I haven't used this one yet because it is new. I'm gonna put it into the inner corner, and you just need to go back and forth like 2 or 3 times, lightly blend that edge, and then we're gonna do the inner corner. Definitely a sleeper shade for sure, because if I'm turning this way and I'm talking, you can't really see how glittery this eye is, and then if I turn to talk to you, then it's super glittery. These two shades, Gold Stud and Subliminal Spark from the MAC Dazzleshadow Stick formula, these are two very convincing, wet looking shimmers, which is a good thing for me. I'm going to add even more glitter. This is the Shine Delight Dazzle Shadow. This is the one that was used in the product photography with GRWM. I'm just gonna pick some up and just place it in the center of the eye. And this will help cool down the eye look. Here's the difference with the Shine Delight and without. So you don't have to use Shine Delight if you don't want this cool tone purple going on the lid. I just want it to be a little bit cooler. But because we used that Subliminal Spark instead of Haku Haze, which is what GRWM wore, it's just a little bit more of like a subtle purple going on. With the Haku Haze, it is purple. Very pretty, very gorgeous, but I wanted to experiment today. To continue with the experimental theme, I'm going to do an eyeliner. Where's my puffy? A waterline in a pink. And I'm going to do a smoked out outer eye in a purple. This is Endless Plum Makeup Forever. Just throw on a line. I always love how trust the process doing a smudgy eyeliner is. Just gonna clean with the concealer brush. I'm going to curl my lashes and then we'll talk mascara. If you want the purple liner to last all day, always go in with a color matching eyeshadow to just lightly press on top of it. I don't really care today because I'm not really doing anything, so I'm just gonna let it do what it wants. Smudge away. Again, in that same PR package, I got sent the MACStack Elevated Mascara, but I also have the regular MACStack sample that I got with a purchase. So I'm going to do this eye with the regular and this eye with the elevated, and we're going to compare the two. And to keep it fair, I'm going to use the wand that comes with the mascara. That is 2 coats of mascara on my eyes. I love the Elevated so much more personally and what I like my eyelashes to look like. It gives so much more lengthening to the eyelash than the original, but the original fills out at the base of the eyes way more than the Elevated. So this is your kind of reference point for the differences between the 2 formulas. Something I've experienced with the Elevated that I haven't necessarily had the best luck with this one is I find this one does not budge. I put it on, it's a non-waterproof formula, so it's not like that's the difference between the 2. I put it on, I can go about my day and it won't smudge onto my eyes, which I always have a problem with. There's a reason why I use Lancome mascaras all the time, is because they're the only non-waterproof mascara that won't transfer on my eyes. I don't know what it is, but this MAC Elevated does the same thing, but the MACStack regular doesn't. I find that this one will smudge on me, this one will not. I don't know what the formula difference is. I'm not a makeup chemist, but just so you know, that's been my experience. I think both sides are beautiful. I just prefer right now my mascaras to make my eyelashes look like this. One last look. Sideways. Sideways. Because I'm not really doing anything, I don't really want to finish out the makeup look. So I'm just going to take the YSL Love Shine in 44 onto my lips, and then Dervish by MAC to give some outer dimension, which basically just means filling in your outer triangle area of both of your lip, up and down, top and bottom, and it'll give you that pouty look. And that's the makeup look for today. Now that the mascara is dry, I'm just gonna flick off where I touched. I did a better job on the regular side than the Elevated side. Super pretty. One last glitter shot. I'm not really a gold person, but gold stud is very pretty. We definitely talked a lot more about makeup products in this week's video, so I hope you liked the little chatty makeup time that we had together. I'm now going to go get a hot water bottle and use that at my leisure for the rest of the day. I hope you enjoyed me. If you did, hit subscribe so I can pop up in your feed more often. Give this video a like so that I know that you liked this video. If you don't do it, how am I going to know? You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Both are Claire Cuckoo as well. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!